When you take on the role of guiding a young person, you are essentially stepping in to catch a heavy falling weight. It takes strength, and over time, it takes a toll. Mentoring, teaching, and supporting kids right now is critical work. But let's be honest about the environment. The demands are high, the resources are thin, and the emotional output is exhausting. Burnout strikes across the board, affecting parents, volunteer coaches, and community advocates just as much as licensed therapists or school teachers. Left unchecked, that burnout slowly erodes your emotional capacity. You might notice your patience wearing thin, your reactions getting sharper, and your ability to connect effectively starting to drop. Addressing this mental and physical exhaustion acts as the prerequisite for any young person in your care to truly thrive. Usually, getting access to high-quality tools to manage this stress comes with a steep price tag. Professional development workshops often charge hundreds of dollars just to walk in the door. On top of the cost, they frequently demand that you take full days off work, pulling you away from the very people you're trying to help. The Gcscored Institute on Youth Development, Relational, and Emotional Wellness is offering an alternative designed specifically to eliminate both of those roadblocks. They've built a 90-minute professional learning session tailored for busy adults, and they are offering it completely free of charge. That $0 price tag is possible because the entire program is underwritten by grant funding from the Indiana Youth Worker Wellbeing Project and the Indiana Youth Institute. By removing the financial strain and the need to burn a vacation day, your only required investment becomes an hour and a half of focused attention. You might see the phrase professional learning and immediately count yourself out, assuming you need specific degrees or formal credentials to participate. If you are an educator, a school counselor, or a probation professional, this session provides the rigorous, advanced behavioral tools you need to manage complex daily caseloads. But if you are a parent, a volunteer coach, or a faith leader, you shouldn't feel intimidated. This material is built for you, too. This diagram illustrates the landscape of youth mentorship, spanning professional institutions and our own living rooms. When we look closely at the overlap, the shared struggle is obvious. Both groups face the exact same burnout, requiring the exact same solutions. If you're joining as a parent or volunteer, the trade-off is that you'll be participating in a structured professional environment. You'll need to take institutional language and adapt it to your personal day-to-day context. Ultimately, a young person's brain does not distinguish between a licensed teacher and a trusted neighbor. Unifying everyone under one operational framework ensures the youth receives consistent support across the board. To justify giving up an evening or a lunch break, you need to know exactly what you'll walk away with. The curriculum is anchored in neuroscience-informed approaches. This provides the scientific baseline for everything discussed in the session. This biological lens allows you to decode challenging behavior. Instead of reacting to a disruption as a personal attack, you learn to identify it as a predictable neurological response. You will also explore contextually responsive strategies. These are specific tactics designed to reach and support youth across diverse, marginalized, and complex backgrounds. Adopting these inclusive methods means leaving something behind. You have to be willing to abandon the comfort of older, one-size-fits-all disciplinary habits that simply no longer work. The session then translates these concepts into relationship-centered practices, actionable steps you can use in your classroom or at your kitchen table the moment you log off Zoom. The return on your time investment is clear. You get to replace the exhausting cycle of trial and error mentoring with a predictable, science-backed toolkit. But managing youth behavior is only half of the equation. We also have to address the stability of the adult doing the managing. A core focus of the training is equipping you with practical tools to cultivate your own relational and emotional wellness. This goes past superficial self-care tropes like taking a bubble bath. It is a rigorous, root-up approach to building the kind of emotional endurance that lasts. Using these tools requires real effort. You have to be willing to engage in honest and sometimes uncomfortable self-reflection about your own triggers and limits. Think of this internal work as a non-negotiable step. You cannot pour energy into fostering healthy youth relationships if your own foundation is cracked. When you strengthen your own emotional baseline, you create a more stable, reliable environment for the youth you serve to grow within. Of course, finding 90 spare minutes in an already chaotic week is a serious logistical challenge. To make this manageable, you only need to choose and attend one single session. You do not need to clear your schedule for both dates. This decision tree lays out your options. Do you prefer to carve out time during your workday or dedicate an evening? Option 1 is Supporting the Supporters. It takes place Thursday, June 25th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. This is ideal for 9-to-5 workers who don't want to ask an employer for time off, with the obvious trade-off being that it cuts directly into your personal dinner time. Option 2 is Cultivating Wellness from the Root Up. This session runs on Tuesday, June 30th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. This route keeps your evening completely free for your family, but it requires blocking out a long midday window or taking a working lunch to attend. By offering 2 distinct time slots, Gcscored is aiming to eliminate scheduling conflicts as an excuse to miss out on vital professional growth. Check your calendar right now. Decide if the June 25th evening or the June 30th midday slot makes the most sense for you, and commit to it. To claim your spot in the Zoom session, head to bit.ly/4x8vcha or visit everypiecematters.com/youth-development. Filling out the registration form won't cost you a dime, but it is absolutely required in order to receive your secure access link. If you have any logistical questions or want to ask about organizational access, you can call them directly at 574-315-9981. The Gcscored Institute operates on one core philosophy, because when supporters are supported, youth thrive. Taking these 90 minutes to refine your own skills represents a direct, high-impact investment in the future of the young people you care for.